Now we're joined by Chris Klieman, head football coach, but we all know that. How you doing, sir? Same old, same old?
I'm good. Where's your suit and tie and looking sharp like me?
Look, I wear pants.
Yeah, that's good. Trust me, we're all glad you wore pants.
It's good to be here in Frisco, where I can drive down. Las Vegas was a good thought, but that was...
Yeah, it was hot out there too. It's hot here, but that was really warm.
It'll never be as hot as it was in Vegas.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Not close.
It's coming up fast, isn't it, this season?
Yeah, it really is, considering we finished with our camps and OVs and then went right into doing contracts and revenue sharing and trying to figure out how settlement. I mean, that took us all the way into almost the 4th of July. Took a little bit break. I'm gonna take some time this week, Fitz. I got to get away a little bit with my family, and then we come back the following week as coaches, and then it's here.
I know, crazy.
It is. Usually this one tells you it's coming, meaning the Big 12, but you're always like, I always have about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks because we're so early. Well, for us now, it's 2 weeks. So
that's insane.
Yep.
That's insane. And what did you think of the team coming out of spring?
I was excited about the guys coming out of the spring. We stayed healthy, but there were still so many guys that we were missing, whether it was injuries that they had at the end of the season or guys we brought in. Gunnar Maldonado was injured, not having Asa and Colby McAllister and Bo Palmer and some of those other guys. It was about what I expected, but we're really excited to get the other transfer alignment in here as well to get a full complement of fall camp going.
And what is the upside of this team? I just feel like you're young at some spots that if they come through, you're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I think the upside is we have more personnel skill-wise on offense than we've had since I've been here, where you're not just keen on one guy. We've got those one guys, but we have so many other people around that if somebody's taken away something, I think Matt will be able to exploit something else. I like what we have on defense. We obviously have to shore up the secondary. There's some good young players that have played but haven't had the starting experience of a Marquis Siegel and Jacob Harris and those guys. That's probably a big area. And then the fact that I think we're deeper in the O-line, but we still are figuring some of those O-linemen out.
How important was it to bring in those four transfer portal guys?
Yeah, well, getting George Fitzpatrick here at semester was huge because it kind of solidified that left tackle spot for us. And then getting the other two guys late, from Pittsburgh and Penn State. And then you throw in John Pastore that doesn't get talked about enough. John was penciled in to either be a starter or a top 6 guy in 24 until he hurt his back. He's healthy now. I've seen him do everything. He's back up over 300 pounds, all those things that he'll play for us and be a big factor. So I think we have more depth and we have more versatility with guys that can maybe play guard and tackle. That's where Liney will still be that Swiss Army knife to play every position.
There used to be an era of football when coaches did this, whether it was offense or defense. They did that for 20 years.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. You have to reinvent yourself as the game changes so quickly.
Not only that, but you have to reinvent yourself as the roster reinvents itself, right now we have a plethora of whatever. We've got a lot of good tight ends. We've got to be in some 12 personnel. We've got a lot of good wideouts. We've got to be in some 11 personnel. Man, we've got some really good running backs. We've got to be in some 2 running backs. All those things, I think, are what are going to make Matt Wells a lot of fun with the guys we have. And then on defense, it's just, knock on wood, what position gets decimated? Because that's what it's been the last 3 years.
Absolutely.
What position? And unfortunately, it's been linebacker a couple back-to-back years with the Deuce Greens of the world. So we can we catch a break and stay a little bit healthier at one of those positions that we're not as deep at.
But, man, your front line of guys, Des Purnell and Austin Romaine, they're as good as they come.
They're really good. We got really good guys up front that we can still rotate in there. I think VJ Payne's going to have a really good season. I mean, that kid has put on another 15 pounds. He's 23-mile-an-hour guy. I'm excited about Gunnar Maldonado. I think that kid's just got a little it factor to him. He was 2-time captain. Just didn't miss spring ball, right? So he's cleared now. The 2 young corners to match the 2 older corners with Justice and Jaden Rowe. I think Wesley Fair, Jack Fabris, Mikey Bergeron, those guys are a year older. We'll be able to play more than special teams. They'll be able to help us on defense. That's what's going to be key, so that we can, last year, whether it was the O-line, linebacker, or wherever else, we didn't have enough depth. We stayed healthy at some spots, but you can't play 70 snaps with Taylor Poitier every game
Right.
for 13 games. It's going to catch up to you. So I think we have more depth across the board. Now, can we keep that depth?
New offensive coordinator, same tools, but I'm feeling there's going to be a little more Wells flavor in there.
Well, and I think that's not as much about what Connor and Matt are, meaning Connor knew he had DJ Giddens.
Right.
And
Exactly.
and DJ Giddens was a bell cow.
Yep.
And that was what we had to ride. And then at wide receiver, we didn't know who was always going to be healthy other than Jace. So then you can kind of take one away. I think that's what helps everybody on offense, from the play caller to the quarterback to several wide receivers, several tight ends, a handful of running backs, plus game breakers in Dylan and Jace, some of the other guys. I think we just have more guys that if we get an injury, Matt can say, great, we'll plug in these guys and I'll change the personnel.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch that. You guys aren't messing around this year. You're not just going to Ireland. It's a crucial conference game.
Yeah.
Any concern about getting the guys ready mentally and physically?
It's all new in the fact of we're a little shorter, smaller roster. Our fall camp leads into the first game. We don't have a week of school. All those things are different. But it's just the fact that this is a marathon, not a sprint. This is a critical game. And Matt and I are friends. We've chatted some. It's a critical game. But the winner of it isn't over the hump. You still got 11 more and a bunch of conference games. And the loser of it, even though it's a tough way to start, there's still 11 more games. And that's what we have to keep reminding ourselves, that we got to keep reminding the kids so they don't put all the pressure on. This is the rate bowl and you got to win because you're going into the off season. No, it's the first conference game that you want to win to keep you elevating towards that. But there's a lot of games behind it. And I think if you handle it the wrong way, either way it happens, it could go down for you. And so we've spent a lot of time with sports science people and different NFL teams, college teams that have gone over there, how to navigate coming back.
Want me to come in and talk to them? That'll help.
It might. Someone might be tuned out pretty quickly.
I agree. That's Chris Klieman, Kansas State football coach. Season's coming fast.